Welcome. This is going to be a course walkthrough to show you how to navigate Math 101, the 7.5-week online version. So when you first log into the course in Blackboard, you will see the announcements page. Right now, there's nothing here in this example course, but as the course progresses, there'll be frequent announcements to let you know things that are going on in the course. So always make sure to check this announcements for anything you might have missed. They might also be sent to your email, so you'll get notified of new announcements that way as well. Lots of important information there. When you're beginning the course, the Start Here Course Information tab on the left side here is going to give you a short course description. Your instructor will put some information here about themselves. There'll be a link to your syllabus, which is also linked here, and I'll show that next. A little bit of information about different features in Blackboard, some reminders about netiquette, other policies and technical requirements, more technical information, and a folder with campus resources. So make sure to check all those out. Next up is your syllabus. Please take the time to fully read through the course syllabus. It's going to pop up here in a moment. I'm not going to go through everything here in detail, but really everything you might need to know about the course is in this document. If you have any questions about the course procedure, about assignments, about how you'll be graded, institutional resources, anything of that nature, please consult this document first, see if your answer is here. And if not, contact your instructor to answer any additional questions you might have, or if you need some clarification. So you can see some of the standard information here: course description, course procedure. Course procedure is really helpful to read through to kind of see how this course is set up. The objectives tell you the different things that you're going to be working on in this course specifically and how they're tied into Hilbert's overall liberal learning goals. Your textbook is an e-text with a program called My Math Lab. That'll be where all your course materials and assignments are located. It is included through our All Access Materials program. So you will get a link to Brightwave with a code that you will need to sign into your course materials, but that is provided to you. You're also going to want a calculator. A scientific calculator is perfect. You don't need an expensive graphing calculator, but you do need something that's a little bit more functional than a cell phone calculator. There's going to be some stuff in this course that a scientific calculator is going to help you quite a lot with. And so you're going to want something like that to use. And then towards the end of the course, you might be doing a little bit in Microsoft Excel, but that is also provided free to Hilbert students through your Office 365. So you will have access to that. The grade for this course is going to be based on discussions, which is your participation in the course. I'll show you a little bit about those. My Math Lab assignments, those are your next portion of your grade, and then exams within My Math Lab that will be focused on assessing your learning of the course material through the assignments and through the other materials of the course. You can read more about each of those categories here on your own. Standard grading system. Information about late assignments, really important. Make sure you read that if you have any questions about late assignments, about how any other policies, academic and otherwise, might affect you throughout this course. Make sure you look at all that information. If you have questions about technical support, accessibility, tutoring, library resources, counseling, any types of things you might need to report under Title IX, harassment, anything like that. Lots of important information here to check out. And then it finishes with some objectives of the mathematics program here at Hilbert. So please do make sure to fully read through that document. Next up are the learning modules. This is the most important part of this course overall, and this is where you're going to find all of your course information that you need. You'll see on this page, I have all of the modules open. It's up to your instructor if you'll see all of these modules all at once or just see one each week, but the modules correspond to the weeks of the course. So this goes through module 8, and module 8 is going to be the last half week of the course. So that's a shortened week. All the rest of these span one calendar week. So it'll start on a Monday morning at midnight and go through the next Sunday at midnight until the next week will be up. So you'll see on the front page of the learning module is just a quick bullet point description of what is involved in this module. So if you're looking for a particular lesson or resources and you don't remember which topic it was with, you can just scan through these. This is kind of like a quick reference guide of what topics you can find in each module. But when you click on the folder, you'll see a little bit more info. So you'll see the course objectives for this module. So kind of gets down into the very specific things that you're going to be working on. And then you'll see a really important task list. This is like your checklist for the week to make sure that you have done everything that you need to complete for the course for this week. Unless it says otherwise, all the due dates are going to be at the end of the week. So you have the full calendar week to finish everything in this list and just work your way down in order. So you're going to start with task 1. So here for the first week, it's reading the course syllabus and watching the intro video, which is what you're watching right now. This is the intro video to make sure you understand all of the course requirements. Next up will probably be a discussion in your task list. So this is the only week where there are 2 discussions. That's simply because the first one is just an introduce yourself discussion, whereas the module 1 discussion here is like an actual content discussion. So there are 2 to work on this week. Make sure you do these first thing in the week so that it gives time for your classmates to read your responses, you yourself included, during the rest of the week. And then part of the discussion is to make an initial post and a reply. So if everyone's doing their initial post earlier in the week, it makes it so much easier for everyone to go back and do their replies later in the week. So you want to hit these discussions right away at the beginning of the week. To access the discussion, you can just click on the link. You're going to click create thread, and you'll see exactly what you need to answer in the discussion here. So this first one here is just introducing yourself and a couple other questions here. Make sure you answer all parts of the discussion in order to get full credit. Okay, so you can put a title for your discussion. You can put your discussion information here. You can even attach things if you need to. And when you submit, then the different discussions will show up in threads here. You won't see the other discussion threads until you make your own post, and then the other ones will become visible to you so that you can go back and look at them and do a reply later in the week. Okay, you can also access the discussions if your instructor makes this link available over here in the menu. This would be another way to access the discussions kind of all at once here, so you can see each one. Otherwise, excuse me, otherwise you will see those discussion links right in the modules. Okay, next up, you'll see the link for the e-text. When you click this, it'll take you into your course e-text once you have yourself logged into My Math Lab for the first time. It doesn't automatically go to the right chapter or section, so you're going to want to make sure to navigate over here to the table of contents and then find the correct section. So we're going to start with section 1.1, inductive and deductive reasoning, but whatever chapter and section you happen to be on. And let me go back here for just a moment. You can see which chapter and section to do based on the section right here. Right, so it says read section 1.1 in the e-text. This is one of your tasks for the week. You're going to watch the section lecture video. I'll show you that while working through the section PowerPoint notes and examples. So there's a few things you're doing all together here. And this is, because this is an online class, this is your class time. So you really need to do this step. Otherwise, it's like missing class all week and then trying to still do the assignments and do the work for the course and still try to learn everything. So this is where your learning is happening instead of being in the classroom. Super important step to do. So do not skip this step. I know it seems like reading a math textbook is not the best thing in the world, but this is actually a very good text. It's very easy to use, and the videos and the PowerPoints are really going to help you. Okay. So as you go through this, so say we navigate to the first section here, 1.1 is what it told us to read. You'll see at the very top of the section a video link. That's the lecture video that you should be watching. So you're going to click on that video. And again, this is instead of going to class. So, you know, 7 to 10 minute video is really nothing big at all. You can definitely watch these. There'll be an instructor, usually it's the author of the textbook, doing a run through of exactly what your teacher would do if you were sitting in the classroom. Okay, you can put closed captioning on if you're not able to have sound up and you still want to view the video. I'll go to just a
fingerprints, DNA.
skip through a couple things here.
So let's prove this, that it always works that way. So here we go. The first step was to pick any number. Well, this time I'm going to use a variable. Let's say our number is n. And the first step was to multiply by 4. So n times 4 would be 4n.
All right, so I'll pause it there. I just wanted to show you that for a few seconds because I wanted to show you that these videos are really good. It's not just a lecture. They will, I guess, lecture a little bit to give you just kind of the general rundown in the information, but it's going to be like a teacher doing problems on the board for you. You'll see the actual writing, so it'll be just like being in a math classroom, and that's really helpful, especially as you get further on into the topics where there's a little bit more math to show. Let me go back here. I'm going to show you those assignments here in just a moment. Click back to out of the video. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Just X out of the video when you want to get out of there. Good thing we went through that there. So you're going to read through. You'll see, again, I know it's not exciting to read a math textbook, but you'll see some really good, well-explained examples here throughout the section. So you're going to keep going through the section. You can navigate to the next page. Must have had that open a couple times. You can navigate through to the next page. Why am I having trouble seeing it right now? I wonder if I think my Zoom thing is in the way here. Hold on. Yes, it is. My little Zoom toolbar was just in the way there for my recording. Okay, so down at the bottom here, you'll be able to navigate to the next page. You can do highlighting and different things. You can search, being that it's an e-text, it's got a little more functionality than a physical textbook. But if you really prefer a physical textbook, please feel free to print out any of these pages for yourself as you're going through it. Please make note of all the different examples that are in here. There might be additional videos, or like this one has a clickable animation link throughout the section. Watch any and all of those and pay attention to them. So the sections aren't super long. This one was only 5 pages to read through, and the video was about 7 minutes for that section. Okay, so you're going to do that for each section. Each section also has a PowerPoint that goes with it, and it matches right up with the information that you're reading in that text and watching in the videos and the examples. So have this handy when you access those PowerPoint notes. Again, you can print them or just have them up on your computer screen in a separate tab here. And you'll see it just goes right through with the section. You'll see some of the same stuff that you're going to hear about in the video and some of the same examples that you see in the video. So just have those handy as you work on reading through the e-text and watching the lecture videos. That's your notes and your class time for the week. Okay, there may be anywhere from 1 to 4 sections covered. Most of them have 2 or 3 sections per module for the course, because remember, this is like 2 weeks of a regular course all in one. So there's going to be multiple sections to cover. Okay, you can make sure that you're covering everything by working your way through the list here. Okay, after you read a section and watch the video and do the examples and look at the PowerPoint notes, there'll be an assignment to complete in my math lab. That'll be your homework assignment. Okay, and then I progress on to the next section. So as I mentioned, there's going to be about 2 to 3, anywhere between 1 and 4, but about 2 to 3 sections to cover each module. So you've got another section here. And you'll do that same process going to section 1.2 when you open up the e-text. Watch that video right at the beginning of the section, look through the examples, work on the PowerPoint, and there's an assignment that goes with that one as well. I have the assignments coded as modules 1A, 1B, 1C, whatever it is, depending on how many there are, but it goes in order A, B, C, and it's got the module number with it, so it's really easy. Once you've finished all of the tasks in the list for the week, you are complete for the week. And then you can wait until the week is over and continue on to the next week. Or if your instructor lets you work ahead, you can move on to the next week. Okay. The link down at the bottom will take you to your My Math Lab assignments. Nothing is assigned in this particular course yet, but it'll take you to your assignment list here as well. It'll look something like this. I pulled up mine here, where it'll kind of have each assignment listed and then when it's due. Okay, right now there's no due dates or anything in there, but that's about what yours will look like. Right, so I will do a more in-depth walkthrough of how to navigate the actual assignments in my math lab and some of the features of the assignments. But just so you know, that's how you're going to be getting to those. You'll click on that assignments link and then you'll see any homework assignments there, and these will be clickable for you so that you can click into the assignment. Okay, so make sure you also watch the next video on navigating the My Math Lab assignments. And there is one intro assignment that you'll have in Module 1, just to kind of get used to using the features of the program as well. So that'll help you kind of walk through how to use the online assignment program if you're not familiar with Pearson MyLabs and Mastering. Okay, so those again come after you do the PowerPoint and the learning for each section. You'll kind of test your understanding of it by doing the assignments. So that's about how each week will go. Some of the weeks will be a little bit different. I'll show you module 2 here has one discussion at the beginning and 2 sections and 2 homework assignments. So kind of like module 1, just without some of the intro stuff as well. And you'll see the layout of links underneath it, the same thing where you'll see the discussion link, the e-text, any PowerPoints you might need, and the assignments. And then you can see when exams are coming up here, they'll be listed right in the module, but there's your first exam in module 4. Your second exam is in module 6, and your last exam is in module 8. So 4, 6, and 8 have the exams. They cover the material up through that point. So you can see, like it says here, exam 1, actually, let me click on this link so you can see it a little bit better. You can see exam 1 covers modules 1 through 3. So each exam covers just a certain set of modules. So exam 2, for example, will cover modules 4 through 6, or 4 and 5, I think it is, a couple at a time. Okay. When you're on an exam week, there will be an additional review assignment instead of like a regular homework assignment. And again, you go in order. So for this particular module, you'll do your discussion first. And then the first thing to do during the week is the review and take exam 1. After that, there are some more sections to read and some assignments, but that starts the exam 2 material. So you don't have to do those before you take exam 1. You can take exam 1 earlier in the week and then finish those. So just go right in order here. And you'll see the exams will be in My Math Lab as well. They'll look very similar to the homework assignments, and they'll be just a quiz or test version. I'll also show that in the walkthrough of the My Math Lab assignments. Okay, there'll be a Dropbox for the exam work. This is the kind of stuff where partial credit can really help you. If you show some work on questions and you happen to not get the final answer correct, you might get some partial credit. So turning in your work in these Dropbox links after you're done taking an exam is very much to your advantage to get some additional credit on your exams. After that, if there are more sections to cover, you'll see those e-text and video and assignment links again. I'll show you where exam 2 is here. Same kind of idea on this one, where the exam comes earlier in the week because the other material to cover this module is on exam 3. So you don't have to do those until after you take exam 2. You can do that earlier in the week and then work on these other ones. Exam 2 covers modules 4 and 5. And then exam 3 covers modules 6 and 7. And that's the only thing this last week, other than your last discussion, a final course reflection, is to take the exam, do the review assignment and take exam 3 on modules 6 and 7. Because this is a half week. So this last week, everything was due by Thursday instead of Sunday. So all you have to do this week is take the final unit exam. So that's the general rundown of the course. Hopefully that makes sense, kind of how to navigate everything and make sure you've finished all the assignments. As far as the other links here on Blackboard, I did show you the discussions one. The My Math Lab link is another way to get into different things in your My Lab if you want to navigate to your assignments page. The course home is a great landing spot. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. Give you the student view. This will be another place where you can kind of see upcoming assignments, and then you can navigate to your assignments, the e-text, additional videos and resources. Study plan is like extra practice problems. So you can navigate to all different things on the side here versus going to those separate links within the modules. So that's another way to get to everything for your course materials, is through that My Lab and Mastering course home link. A nice section to consult throughout the course is the My Grades section. You'll be able to see at any point in the course your overall grade as a percent and as a letter grade, just so you can kind of see where you're at. you know, if the course were to end at this moment, this is what grade you would have. So that'll be any grades that you have up to that point, also weighted correctly. So this will be an accurate grade for you. And then you'll be able to see individual assignment grades. You can view the rubric for how you're being graded on your discussions. You'll see due dates for everything once your instructor sets individual due dates, depending on when you're taking this course. So everything will have an actual due date underneath it too, which is really helpful. And you'll just be able to see all of the assignments here, all the individual grades on the assignments. And again, any due dates, and then what it corresponds to as your overall grade as a percent in letter grade throughout the course. So this is a really helpful section to consult to make sure maybe you're not missing any assignments, you don't have zeros for something, and just see how you're doing overall so you can tell where you're at in your standing. Okay, and then there's just a couple other quick resources here. If you have questions about IT or other student services like academic services, library information, tutor.com is your 24/7 tutoring, online tutoring option. So you can use that if you need some online tutoring help. Again, it's 24/7. So whenever you're working on this as an online student, you can access that for some extra help in going through things. There are actual professional math tutors on there. So they help you via a chat system. I think they can pull up like a virtual Blackboard so they can kind of work through problems with you, and you can share screens and all that stuff. So it's a really good resource if you need some extra help as you're working through any of the stuff in this course, in addition to contacting your professor if you have any questions for your professor. Don't worry about the email through Blackboard. If you just email through your Hilbert system, that works. Any other tools you might need to access, and Blackboard help and support here. You won't see this course management. This is just on the instructor side. So these will be the links that you'll see right here. But really the most important part is making sure that you check announcements frequently so you can make sure you're not missing anything important. Make sure you do a really good run through of the syllabus in the beginning of the course so you know exactly what's expected. And then your learning modules is where everything is going to be for completing the course. So make sure you are checking out each folder each week, and make sure you can check everything off the list so that you don't miss anything. And of course, contact your instructor if you have any questions throughout the course. I hope you have a good course experience overall and learn a little bit of something. I should have said this in the beginning, but just to wrap up the video for today, really this is a course meant to help you with any different pathway that you might take with your math journey while in college. So it just gets you used to, as you can see here from this first module, just critical thinking skills, which is useful really in any aspect of your life, not just in your math classes. So it's really helpful for that. And then it moves into the idea of like how you can conquer different types of problems when you're just not sure what to do. You maybe don't remember some of those skills that you might need to have. And then it goes into a little bit of algebra foundational skills. So some of you might be taking another algebra course, like if it's at Hilbert Math 145. And so it gives you some of the foundational skills to take a course like that. And then it also goes into a little bit of foundational statistics skills, which is another course some of you might be taking at Hilbert MA 200. So it gives you a little bit of foundation in both of those in case you're taking one or the other or both of those courses. Hopefully that'll get you ready to take those courses and you'll feel more comfortable and successful in those. But even if this is the only math course you have to take, you're taking this just for a general math credit, everything in this course is helpful for real life applications as well. I think you'll see that through a lot of the discussions and a lot of the examples that they give, that even if you don't go on to take any other math courses, you'll feel a little bit more comfortable working with numbers and problem solving and the types of math that you might encounter in everyday life. So hopefully this is a really good foundational, maybe even a little bit fun and interesting math course for you, so you can brush up all those skills and feel ready to move on to the next phase in any math courses you might need to take, or to bring these skills into your life and throughout. Have a good semester, and maybe we'll see you again in another math course.